Welcome to the Combative Nerds Podcast. Join us. What? They told me they fixed it. I trusted them to fix it. It's not my fault. Oh, guys, I don't think we're going to have the juice for a full episode, so instead we're going to bring you a rapid fire. Oh, the FighterWizard. My bad. Sorry about the hyperdrive. Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Raiderlance and
FighterWizard.
Thank you for joining us for part 3 of our rapid fire. This is probably going to be the last one. We got a couple other things we got to do. Sorry to cut so short. We'll work it in. FighterWizard has just informed me about something that can put a wedge in our relationship. And that, sir, is that you will not understand this next phrase. I'm Duncan MacLeod from the Glen MacLeod. And I have an issue with you not knowing the reference and source material of that phrase.
Well, 1, I understand the reference. 2, I understand the source material. 3, I have not seen the movie. And 4, I have been to Scotland. I don't know who the fuck talks like that.
It's a Mexican thing, Scott. I'm not supposed to do the accent right. Hey, Duncan from MacLeod from the Clan MacLeod. Right? Is that better? Is that more appropriate?
Aye, that's right.
So, okay, here's what I'll say. I grew up because my mom loved the Highlander TV show series. And I thought it was cool. Guys with swords and lightning, right? I watched the first movie and I didn't like it. I was a little bit too young to see what happened to his wife. And then that guy was still around forever. Like that, I couldn't like the movie. I also didn't like the storyline because I saw the TV series first. And then I understood basically the background of why people are immortal. Well, the movie...
You should explain what movie we're talking about for those who don't know.
We already talked about a Highlander.
Oh, you said the title Highlander?
I thought I did. Well, I'm post.
I don't think you did. We talked about a Scottish movie with swords and immortals, which kind of drills it down, but we didn't actually say Highlander.
Okay, first off, you're right. Second off, I don't care because fuck everybody, including you, who has not seen Highlander. Again, my original premise, I have an issue with people who haven't seen that movie. So the first movie was rough, but it was good. The second movie damn near destroyed the franchise. It was awful. And then I'm not sure if they did 3, but then they did like the final Highlander where the guy from the TV show finally became the guy in the movie. And it was a good movie, but the editor destroyed it. It was almost unwatchable. And so I bought a special 2 DVD pack and I got the original. It was the original cut. They literally had the movie time marks, the timing where they had the little clock under it so you know where to frame it. It still had those portions and parts of the movies part of the movie that they left in. And I'm like, oh, this movie makes sense now. I actually was like, oh no, this actually is a good movie. They just edited it to the point where nothing made sense. Some guy just appeared halfway in the movie that's from the show, but he had no lead up or no introduction. And I was like, what is he doing there to save him? So anyways, that's not what we're here.
That's not the best 80s or 90s movie, is it?
Yeah, that is not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about why FighterWizard made the incorrect selection of the best 80s or 90s movie. It is a clear choice. This shouldn't be a podcast. It should be 5 seconds. No, you go. I want to hear you be wrong.
No, please. Because in thinking about what you said and then considering what I said, I may have changed my mind.
To agree with me? Because I'm that persuasive?
Well, no. But let's see. You're a good lawyer. But I don't know if you're that persuasive. You just cut through my arguments and make me say, well, all right. That's not persuading. That's more like browbeating.
Pretty much, yeah.
You get to the answer you want, so who cares? So please tell me your pick.
The correct pick is Big Trouble in Little China. And I'll tell you why.
I will now agree with you, Big Trouble in Little China.
You will agree with me?
I will agree with you, the Big Trouble. Is it the greatest 80s and 90s movie? In terms of cinema, no. Is it one of the most entertaining 80s and 90s movies from my childhood? You bet your fucking ass.
It had everything that I love, including, and you know what? You, sir, also dressed up in that outfit one day or one Halloween.
As Jack Burton.
So you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So, yes, why is it the greatest?
There's so many good reasons. Now, 9-year-old me has a lot of reasons, and they're absolutely no different than 41-year-old me.
Sure.
Actually, I was probably more like 6. It has martial arts.
Yes.
It has lots of improvised weapons.
Yes.
There are bricks. There are swords. Some dude has fucking machine guns. Some dude has pistols that he dual wields. Another guy has weird swords. They use bow staffs. They drink magic potions. There are monsters. There's a weird eye monster. It's
Beholder.
infinitely quotable. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Oh my God, I never made that connection. It's infinitely quotable if you want to. Chinese girls don't have green eyes. All sorts of stuff. You can quote Jack Burton if you want to. You can quote fucking Wang. My friend dressed up as Wang when I dressed up as Jack Burton. It's got trucks, if you like trucks. It's got Egg Shan.
Asian women.
Yeah, whatever. Mao Yin.
I think the 9-year-old me liked it for that reason.
Yeah, I'm sure you
13-year-old
like
me. Yeah.
She's got green eyes.
God,
like
green eyes.
jade.
That when I saw that, I didn't know they made those. Here's why we win this argument. They make Raiden from Mortal Kombat off of that movie.
100%.
Like if
good.
that is
the
not
Three Storms.
yeah, you win. You affected, like, when you see Mortal Kombat Raiden. Do you see Raiden or do you see the lightning god from Big Trouble in Little China?
Yeah,
I see the lightning god.
Thunder, wind, and lightning. And
yes.
It's lightning. Oh, yeah, no, totally. And not only does he have by far the coolest power, he can like use a lightning ladder / fly. Wind is okay, but he doesn't use any wind powers. He's just kind of good at swords. And then
he jumps far.
He can jump far. Ah, yeah, okay, that's right. And he has that ball that he can like use as like practically a bullet.
Yes.
And I was thinking while you were mentioning that, the movie really begins because you don't see anything kind of weird. It's just a truck driver. He wins a bet, double or nothing, off Wang because he can't cut a beer bottle in half with his machete. They go. He hitches a ride to the airport, and then, for absolutely zero fucking reason, and with absolutely no introduction, a Chinese gang just shows up at the airport and kidnaps Mao Yin. Just
human trafficking.
Yeah. Just kidnaps her. And there's a reporter there to meet her. Why is a reporter there to meet some random Chinese woman? No idea. But she knows exactly who the gang is, and boom, we're off and running. And then for some reason, they like get their car stuck in an alleyway that just happens to be the alleyway where they're about to have a throwdown, no holds barred death match between two Chinese gangs.
What was your favorite move in that death match? Because it's imprinted on my mind.
I'm gonna have to think about it. You go.
Where the dude is beating the crap out of one guy, they randomly grabs a 2x4, put it behind the other guy's head, and throws the knee and breaks the 2x4.
Yes. Oh, that's really good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I was like, Jesus Christ, this is violent. I love it.
I don't know what the move is, but now that I'm thinking about it, I like the guy who wields the two meat cleavers.
Yeah. That's yeah.
I mean, because they're not weapons, but like, holy fuck, if some dude approached you with a meat cleaver, let alone, no, 100% no.
This bow staff will not be sufficient to deal
Absolutely
with that man
not.
with the
Not
two meat cleavers.
Not two meat cleavers, and he's like this short, fat little dude, but he's still got two meat cleavers. All right, favorite quote.
Oh, you know what? I'm not good at the quotes.
Favorite moment of the film.
I think the check is in the mail.
Okay, that's fair.
That by the Burton guy.
Yeah.
Or him always referring to, you know what Jack Burton says? You know what Jack Burton says? You know what?
Yep.
I like that.
Sure,
but the check is in the mail.
That's pretty good.
How about yours?
That's tough because there's a lot of fun lines. I would marry both women. And it's not even a fun quote. It's just fun to like try to be David Lopan.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it when I was a kid. When Jack Burton gets dressed up in like that ridiculous 80s getup to look like a nerd, and he goes into a brothel. Yes. I had no idea where he was.
Oh,
I didn't understand that he was in a whorehouse and that she was going to be used as a sex slave. And like, why is he so interested in Asian women? And I didn't say Asian at that point, Chinese.
Hong Kong, yeah.
Yeah.
The woman who was about to service Burton was from Hong Kong. Not that I remember or focused on that scene.
You're totally right. She doesn't even say it with an accent. She says it with an American accent because she's an American woman. Like, no, I come from Hong Kong. Now when I see it, like, aside from the meat cleaver guy, like when I see some of the martial arts, I'm like, this is not that well choreographed and you're super slow. He could just punch you in the face and you're done. Like D-U-N done.
Well, that's the problem with watching those, Jackie Chan, even though it might not be realistic, it's still entertaining and athletic, and he's doing gymnastics, so you're like wowed.
Sure.
But in Big Trouble in Little China, they're street fighting with martial arts, and there's a lot of pushing going on in open space. I'm surprised there were no takedowns because there weren't room for roundhouses and iron fist going on. But I think they smoothed it out with the weapons, though. I think that's how they got around it.
Oh, sure. Well, all of that said, it's no less entertaining, and I'll still watch the fuck out of that movie. I rarely see it, but even when I did, I'm like, I don't know how to fight with a bow staff, but I'm pretty sure she doesn't either. I do not care. I don't care a bit. When Jack Burton plucks the knife out of the air that was thrown at him by David Lopan and immediately throws it back, which is the only good move he has the entire movie, because usually he's getting taken out of the fight or Wang is coming through and just ripping the shit out of guys. It's great. It's fucking great. By the way, who the fuck is Egg Shan in the movie? I know who he is. Is he also an ancient sorcerer? He must be, right?
No, he is, think of him like a Van Helsing.
Okay.
I am really disappointed that I made that analogy and correlation.
Yeah, it's okay. It's forgivable. But thank you for no. It relates it to something that I can understand.
So is Egg
Shan, so David Lopan is sort of immortal. And
yes,
and has existed for hundreds of years, right?
Correct.
Is Egg Shan also hundreds of years old? Okay, no. So he's just old.
He's just a tour bus driver in San Francisco that happens to deal with demons and ancient gods on the side,
as so many tour bus drivers do.
Yeah,
yeah. It's practically a side gig.
Yeah, that's why I called him a Van Helsing. It's almost like it was probably some kind of family tradition passed down, mystic arts type of stuff. But no, he was a regular person.
Got it.
Other than being a sorcerer.
Okay, wait a second. And the other thing I'm thinking of, it's a bit rich to nitpick Big Trouble in Little China, because at the beginning and end of it, it is meant to be a fun movie that doesn't take itself too seriously, and it 100% doesn't. His
truck was called the Pork Chop Express, if I believe.
It is the Pork Chop Express.
Yeah. So it's making fun of itself a lot of the time.
Yeah, absolutely. The monster doesn't... anyway. So...
Kick the monster in the balls and it went over.
Yeah, exactly. What I'm having trouble is enunciating or saying, the reporter, Gracie Law?
Yeah.
That's Kim Cattrall, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How can people know who the fuck she is? Maybe I could name one person who writes the articles I read in the news. Maybe.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I could name a movie critic, but it would be Roger Ebert, and Roger Ebert is dead, so that doesn't really count. How does anyone know who Gracie Law, the reporter, is? And let alone just some rando restaurant owner. Who the hell is Gracie Law? Gracie Law is here?
Was it because she was an investigative reporter like April O'Neil, who just made her beats by exposing all the corruption in Chinatown?
Yeah, I guess. Woodward and Bernstein, who not exposed, but essentially got Nixon to halfway admit to culpability in the Watergate scandal, or at least his election. And who also has written, I think, 2 or 3 now books about behind-the-scenes Trump, which everybody who knows him now writes. That is the only investigative reporter that I could possibly name. And I have no idea who the fuck Bernstein is, just Bob Woodward. Gracie Law is not that level. She is a local reporter for the San Francisco Chronicle, or whatever newspaper. And so, again, some rando Chinese restaurant. Who the hell? Gracie Law is here? What?
Clearly you don't care about the problems of Chinatown.
Obviously, and Gracie Law does. No, I get it. And she is investigating, she knows what the whorehouse is. She's like, that's staging ground for whoever the group. Was it Triad Dragons or something? It's not
something
Triad.
Dragons.
Yeah. And the guy with the dope shades with the lines.
With the lines in it, that was completely
a
80s.
Massive rat tail.
what did he carry with him? Nunchucks or something like that into the airport? Switchblade. Okay, thank you.
He had a butterfly knife.
Butterfly knife. That's why the flipping. Okay.
Yeah.
Just randomly.
But it would have been equally fine if he had nunchucks with him, just on him.
Yeah. Do your job, TSA.
Yeah. Well, back then you could fucking walk on with a knife, no problem.
Clearly.
Yeah. I don't know if I use Big Trouble in Little China as your source for like airport security. Well, they did in Big Trouble in Little China. So that's true.
Now, I heard rumors, not recent, these are old, that there was supposed to be a part 2, but they never got around to making it. Yeah, I don't know why.
Well, they set it up for part 2 because the monster's on the Pork Chop Express at the end. Yeah. And David Lopan, like, he's dead, but he's not super dead. I mean, I don't know. Like, his mortal body died. And never mind. Thunder sets it up. Master, your flesh! And then he's about to take, and then Jack Burton kills him immediately. Then Thunder gets all mad and gets all fat and blows apart.
That's amazing.
I don't know. I never really liked that part, even when I was a kid. I liked lightning so much that Wind and Thunder didn't do it for me. And it didn't escape me that lightning was the best looking one.
Yeah, I had a problem with Wind.
Wind was cool.
I didn't mind Thunder. But remember when they're doing their, let's just call them katas for Lopan during the pre-wedding ceremony or the wedding ceremony?
Yeah. When they like rise up into the air and they're like, yeah.
Touch the light bulb. I always just remember Thunder doing a lot more work than Wind. And I was like, fucker, yours is only like 10 seconds.
Okay, so Thunder did a lot of work. He like did katas all the way down. And I can even remember like he went side to side. And then Wind, like quickly spins swords and leans backwards.
Yeah.
And I don't know what lightning does, but he does like a and he causes the little blade in his hands like spin really fast, which is great because if you can shoot lightning out of your hands, like why not just lead with that? But whatever.
Oh, it's such a good movie. I don't want them to make number 2 Absolutely now not. Because I think they would totally ruin it.
No, fuck them.
But oh man, they had it set up. I don't know why.
What the rumors that like The Rock was supposed to be Jack Burton in like a remake or something. I'm glad that he wasn't. I think he would probably be the only person I could think of that would like maybe do it. But he's charismatic. I've never liked any of his movies that much, but he himself is charismatic.
Well, we are going long. That is a long rapid fire. But if you don't agree, and if you haven't watched Highlander, screw you.
Or Big Trouble in Little China.
Yes. Any parting words for our viewers?
No, because I'm desperately trying to think of a quote that isn't "the check is in the mail." So I don't have any words.
What was Wang's famous quote when he was about to cut the bottle? Double or nothing. No, not double or nothing. No. Where he talks about his brain, like his
my mind or my body is one. No.
Now I'm gonna have to watch it and bring it back. He had a good. Oh no, you're right. It was Double or Nothing. I'm gonna have to edit this. It was Double or Nothing.
He says Double or Nothing, and then like Jack, like begrudgingly takes all his money.
Yeah, Double or Nothing, Jack. Especially at the end. Yeah. It was a good one. I always like that. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for joining us, and we will see you next episode. That's it. That's our show. That wraps up the last October 5th, 2022 rapid fire episode between FighterWizard and myself. Please do us a favor and like, subscribe, share this podcast so we can get some traction. Once I get around to it, check us out on our socials. Combat of Nerds on Patreon, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. You know the deal. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you next episode.